The Stoic way to use power without being corrupted. Power. It has toppled empires. It has ruined kings. It has turned the kind into tyrants and the humble into monsters. And yet, power is not evil in itself. Power is a tool, a force. The question is, who wields it and for what purpose? The Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, lived in an age where power determined life and death. They understood its temptations, its dangers, and its potential for good. And they asked, how can a person use power without being corrupted by it? The nature of power. To the Stoics, power was like wealth, beauty, or fame, externals, things outside our ultimate control. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "Receive wealth or prosperity without arrogance and be ready to let it go." The same applies to power. It is borrowed, not owned. One day it will be stripped away. Think of the Roman emperors before Marcus: Nero, Caligula, Commodus. They all believed power made them gods. They ruled with cruelty, paranoia, and greed. And yet, where are they now? Dust, forgotten, except as cautionary tales. The Stoics remind us, if your character is weak, power exposes it. If your soul is corrupted, power magnifies the corruption. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king. Marcus Aurelius is perhaps the clearest example of a Stoic leader who held power but refused to let it destroy him. At the height of his reign, he commanded armies, vast wealth, and absolute authority. Yet instead of indulging in luxury, he spent his nights writing meditations, private notes to himself, reminding himself to stay humble, just, and self-disciplined. He warned himself, "Take care that you are not made Caesar, that you are not dyed with this dye. Keep yourself simple, good, pure, serious, unpretentious, a friend of justice, reverent, kind, affectionate, and resolute in your devotion to duty." Think about that. The most powerful man on earth was afraid not of enemies, not of death, but of becoming arrogant, of losing his humanity to the intoxication of power. This is the Stoic way: to treat power as a responsibility, not a privilege, to see leadership not as domination, but as service. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher and tutor to Emperor Nero, knew the dangers of power more than most. He was enormously wealthy, influential, and close to the throne. Yet he constantly warned that riches and status were traps. He wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more who is poor." Seneca's position was dangerous. He walked a thin line, advising Nero, a ruler infamous for cruelty. Some criticize Seneca for hypocrisy, enjoying luxury while preaching simplicity. And yet, his writings show a man painfully aware of how power seduces. He reminds us, the true test is not whether you gain power, but whether power gains you. Epictetus, the slave who saw through illusions. Unlike Marcus and Seneca, Epictetus began his life as a slave. He owned nothing, commanded no armies, sat on no throne. And yet, he taught some of the most profound lessons on freedom and power. He told his students, "You may fetter my leg, but not even Zeus has power over my will." Epictetus showed that true power is inner mastery, over your desires, fears, and impulses. Political power may be taken away, but the power of self-control, of virtue, is unshakable. This flips the usual idea of corruption on its head. Power corrupts only when we seek it to fill an inner emptiness. But if we already possess inner strength, then no external power can corrupt us. Why power corrupts? The Stoics identified 3 traps that make power dangerous. 1. Pride, the belief that power makes you superior. But as Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, emperors and slaves both return to dust. 2. pleasure, using power to indulge in excess, luxury, lust, or greed. But pleasure enslaves rather than frees. 3. Fear, the paranoia of losing power. Tyrants often cling to power because they cannot imagine life without it. The Stoic answer: return always to virtue, to justice, wisdom, courage, and temperance. If power serves virtue, it is safe. If it serves ego, it destroys. Practical Stoic lessons for us today. You may not rule an empire, you may not sit in a palace, but you hold power in your family, your workplace, your community, your words, and the same rules apply. Here are Stoic practices to help you use power without being corrupted. 1. Remember, power is borrowed. Every role you hold, parent, leader, manager, citizen, will one day end. See power as temporary stewardship, not personal possession. Ask, am I leaving this better than I found it? 2. Practice humility. When praised, remind yourself, this is not mine, it is the role I play. When criticized, remember, I am not injured unless I believe I am. Power is lighter when the ego is removed. 3. Serve, don't dominate. Marcus saw himself not as master of Rome, but servant of its people. Likewise, your power exists not to inflate you, but to benefit others. Ask, how can I use this for justice, for kindness, for wisdom? 4. Build inner power. Like Epictetus, cultivate mastery over your thoughts and desires. External power can be taken away, inner virtue cannot. The unshakable leader is the one who leads himself first. 5. Prepare to lose it. The Stoics practiced negative visualization, imagining loss in advance. Imagine losing your status, your influence, your title. If you can face that calmly, then power no longer owns you. Modern reflections. History is filled with people destroyed by power. Leaders who began with noble dreams but ended in tyranny. Wealthy men who sacrificed their integrity for more. And yet, there are also those who used power with wisdom. Leaders who governed justly, parents who guided with patience, teachers who shaped lives, entrepreneurs who built not just businesses but communities. The difference is always the same. Did they serve virtue or did they serve themselves? The Stoic definition of true power. Epictetus gave the ultimate definition. No man is free who is not master of himself. For the Stoics, this is the only power that cannot corrupt. Mastery over your judgments, your choices, and your character. If you govern yourself, you are beyond corruption. If you neglect yourself, no amount of external power will save you. Power is a fire. In the right hands, it gives warmth, light, and life. In the wrong hands, it destroys everything it touches. The Stoics teach us that power itself is not the danger. Ego is, arrogance is, fear is. But if you use power with humility, wisdom, and justice, if you treat it as service, not possession, then power will not corrupt you. It will reveal the strength of your soul. So, the next time you find yourself in a position of influence, whether over a child, a team, a decision, or a community, ask yourself, am I serving virtue or serving myself? Because in the end, all power fades. Thrones crumble, titles vanish, wealth dissolves. But character remains. And only the virtuous can use power without being consumed by it. Power reveals who you already are. If you are ruled by greed, it makes you a tyrant. If you are guided by virtue, it makes you a servant leader. The Stoic way is clear. Master yourself, and no power will ever master you. If this message spoke to you, subscribe and follow for more Stoic wisdom. Timeless lessons on strength, virtue, and the art of living well.